welcome to the latest edition of Walking Wednesday. We're very excited to be doing this, returning to getting all around the city. We're here in Southeast Lansing at the Unitarian Universalist Church on South Pennsylvania, in the 5000 block of South Pennsylvania. Again, I love getting out into the South Side, into the Second Ward. This is where I lived for many years, so it's wonderful to be here. There's a lot going on. You're going to get to see all of it. A lot going on here at the church and in the neighborhood. The church supporting the neighbors. A lot of folks that are here that want to do great things for our city. So as we embark on this next Walking Wednesday, we're excited to show off to see the southeast part of the city of Lansing. I'm going to have Robin Anderson King, who is with our neighborhoods department, say a few words.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest Walking Wednesday. We are really pleased to be here. I remember hearing about the church opening, and I was so excited that they decided to apply and have one of our Walking Wednesdays. I think it's a gem on this side of town that we all need to know about. They have so many things happening on this here site that we are so excited that we get to share this with you. I want to share a few more words a little later, but I want to let Reverend Neal speak and say some words to us.
All right. Well, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Greater Lansing. As Robin said, my name is Reverend Neal Anderson, and I am blessed to serve as senior minister here. Welcome, Mayor Schor, to Southside Lansing and your and to the Unitarian Universalist congregation. Today we have an opportunity to show all of you some of the amazing community partnerships that we have developed. The congregation had a vision when moving to this location in 2016 of being a partner to the surrounding community. Not just an island to themselves as a religious community, but reaching out and partnering with people on the south side here and ensuring that we were an integral part of this community. So we're looking forward to introducing you to many of our partners, introducing you to our beautiful building, introducing you to our amazing campus, and offering you an opportunity to see the beautiful, flourishing partnerships that we have here. Welcome to our Faith Development Wing here at the UU Church. On Sunday mornings, you can find this place bustling with children and youth engaged in values development, what it means to affirm and promote the worth and dignity of every person, and to be part of an interdependent web of all existence. On weekdays, we have partnered with the Refugee Development Center, who do incredible things here. It is an honor and pleasure to introduce you to Erica Brown-Binion, who is the Executive Director of the Refugee Development Center, and she has a wonderful story to tell us today.
Thank you very much. All right. So I'm Erica Brown-Binion, Director at RDC, and we have been around since 2002. We started in actually a church on the other side of Pennsylvania, North Pennsylvania, kitty corner to Sparrow Hospital, in a tiny little room, and most of our classes were held in the basement. And at that time, we had a part-time staff member, a few volunteers, and really the mission to create a welcoming space in Lansing to help people thrive when they found home here. Lansing has been a welcoming space for refugees for over 4 decades. And what we found was that if they didn't have a place to gather and a place to receive services and learn and make connections, there was a gap. And so our founders 21 plus years ago decided to fill that gap with the RDC. We have evolved over time from that part-time staff member. I have 30 staff right now. We just did our staff training in the red room over here this week with 30 staff and over 300 volunteers. So we are a very direct service-oriented agency, one-on-one relationships with newcomers and longtime community residents so that we can build bridges in Lansing and help people really be able to thrive and stick around. So in 2016, when you all bought the building, We have a lot of families that live in this community on the south side, and we thought, we are always moving around, trying to find the best spot and the easiest spot so that we reduce barriers and people really are able to attend programs. So we tried out the Red Room for one English class in 2016, not long after you first moved in. Teresa, I know I worked with you on reserving rooms at that time, and it was just one class, one time a week, and it has blossomed into, if you look down here, this entire wing is now taken over by RDC families, newcomers from all over the world. We have 3 English classes going on. We have a computer lab running. We have our early literacy program that just kind of blew up. We have 3 to 5-year-olds, but also the nursery, so our infants are in the nursery room. We have our youth mentoring program down there. We have our health and housing navigation program at the end of the hall. So it just continues to grow and grow and grow. This summer, we had 125 people every single day walking through the doors and filling up this space. So it's become our second home, and a home for a lot of newcomers that belong in Lansing and really have found a space of welcome. And we look forward to continuing to grow. We call it our newcomer center. You know, it is our newcomer community center here. It's a place where even when we aren't holding programs the last couple of weeks, people are knocking on the door saying, hey, where's RDC? Where's my English class? I'm ready to practice citizenship. So, and we've developed relationships with every one of you. And UU Lansing, right? So we're working with the Southside Community Kitchen to provide meals twice a week and maybe more. We're working with Linda in the community garden. I think the majority of plots might be from families that are from RDC. The playscape that you're going to get a chance to see, our babies will be using that, and I think we sent over a group of volunteers that helped with that. So it really is a community center, and we look forward to the possibilities that we can grow into new spaces and new programs and new opportunities as we get new folks that join us here in Lansing. So we're lucky to be part of this space, and thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are learning so much about how much more we can do when we work together to create these multi-use spaces, not just for Sunday mornings but are busy all week long. And it's a blessing to be able to share our values with others who do the same and are creating a warm welcome and helping folks navigate this new home, as you said. So what a blessing to share a home with you. We are currently applying together for a $2.5 million grant from the federal government through federal funds through Michigan. But love to have your support, Mayor Andy. If you can write a letter of support to see this work continue. I think you were asked, but maybe it just haven't got to it yet. So. We are now gathered in our social hall here at UU Lansing. This space is used well all week long. One of the things that happens in this space, starting at 11:30 on Mondays and Wednesdays, but also Tuesdays and Thursdays in the kitchen that you'll see in a moment, is the beautiful work of the Southside Community Kitchen, another organization that we have been blessed to partner with here at UU Lansing. I want to introduce you to the Southside Community Kitchen's Executive Director, Marcia Beer, to tell you their story and our story together.
Yes, the Southside Community Kitchen, our middle name, I always say, is community. And what better way to bring a community together than sharing a meal around the table? And we moved to the UU in January of 2021 when we needed to find a new site. And when they first moved here, I was excited because we were also looking for a new site at that time, but they weren't quite ready to have us at that time. So when we needed a new site, I was so excited to receive a call from Reverend Neal inviting us to be a part of their ministry here in this area. So we did a lot of work here, and we got the kitchen up and running, and we've opened it up Our doors are wide open. We serve meals here 2 days a week, Monday and Wednesday. We cook meals here 2 days a week, Tuesday and Thursday. And we have no prerequisites. The only thing you need is to be hungry to come through our doors. You will be served at your seat. There's a place for everybody. And through our partnership in this space, we have access to the bicycle trail. People come by bike. People come by bus. There's a bus stop right out front. People come by Spectrum and come up the ramp. It truly is a gathering of friends and people who are in need of some love, some care, a place where they can be heard and seen and appreciated. We treat each person with respect and dignity, and we are all friends around the table. We do this with 4 part-time staff. I'm the director. I have an assistant director who does all of our volunteer scheduling and management, and we have a lead cook, Corey Marie Kitley and Hessinger, and she has been such a blessing to us. She's also a member here at the UU. And we have over 180 volunteers who come to us from the community to help chop, and serve the meals and clean up afterwards. So, this has been a place where we really feel like we are thriving. In July, we had an all-time record of guests here, 166 meals we served. Generally, we serve between 60 or 80 here every day. And a lot of people come to us because they're lonely. A lot of widows, widowers, people who find it difficult to find a ride to the grocery store and shop and clean up and do all of that. And they find friends around the table to share their cares with. So I guess that's who we serve. That's how we serve. Why do we serve? Because we feel that bringing people together around a meal is the way to build those bridges. And we have been so enriched by the RDC folks. We have learned so much about different cultures. I was here on Monday. I heard 4 different languages being spoke in this room. And people were asking each other and trying to communicate. And I love how, instead of it's us and them, it's becoming we are here together. So thank you. The kitchen is over here. On the way out, we'll just walk through, and if you have any questions, let me know.
And then I'll just say, it's really incredible to be able to share that value of everyone is welcome at the table. As Unitarian Universalists and as the work that you do at the Southside Community Kitchen, just embodying and incarnating that value is so important. I tell congregants here that they're welcome to dine because the food is delicious. So come and share a meal in community together. And I say you can also volunteer. You're welcome to do either because we are one. We're not those who come to serve and those who come to dine, but we are one in creating this space together of welcome, of hospitality, and of love. So thank you for your work, and it's good to be partners together. All right, you got to see the kitchen. And the Burger King.
I don't know where that came from. That's not mine. This was a $60,000 renovation project when we moved in. And the UUs were so generous. They said, do what you need to do, essentially. And our caring community donated funds for this, and we got a partial grant from we got a matching grant from Capital Region Community Foundation to do this. And so we rearranged things. We moved the sink here. We put in the 3-bin sink. We got a dishwasher. Yes. And this is a beautiful place. We can fit 6 people around here chopping or working on the meal. Beautiful stove over here. Got a convection oven. We have a separate pantry down the hallway where we keep all of our storerooms and our refrigeration and freezer units, which got to work out this past week. So here we are. This is where the magic happens.
Well, I mean, I would just say that my favorite piece of equipment in this kitchen, of course, is the sanitizer dishwasher. because it is at my level, and you just have to like slide the dishes in and then slide them out, and you've got clean dishes ready to go. But it's great to be able to have a fully certified kitchen that we can serve the public from right here with the Southside Community Kitchen, and possibly in the future other partners. But it's just been such a blessing to have this equipment here. Anyways, you could, if you volunteer, you may get to use the dishwasher. You never know.
When the youth and the kids are using the kitchen, the absolute favorite piece of equipment is behind you. It's the world's largest salad bowl. Which doubles as a top that one can sit in and spin around. So it's great fun.
If only we had like a hill, a snow hill.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of fun. We're now in our natural play space, which is currently in development. The faith development leaders here at UU Lansing had a vision of creating a play space for our children and youth, but not just any old play space, one that took the natural elements of our environment and incorporated them into opportunities for children's play. With me today is Teresa Putnam, who for 27 years served this congregation as our Director of Lifespan Faith Development, who was part of visioning what this space could be. And also here is Ralph Putnam. Ralph has been integral in the congregation at creating some incredible native plant gardens around the building. So we have a deep commitment to native plants, and has also been an important part of the vision and creation of this natural play space, which I think Ralph's going to tell you more about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we moved into this building, we immediately wanted to create a space for our kids and youth to play in that was not a playground with equipment and so forth, but really an environment where kids could engage in cooperative play in a natural environment. And it took us a long time to get there, in part because the environment that we had was just grass, and we were very committed to making everything as inclusive and accessible as possible. So last year, we sort of broke ground and installed our infrastructure, the pathways, which are all created with crushed concrete that's been recycled, so that we have an accessible surface that's also not quite as unnatural as concrete or pavement. And we put that in last year, and then we've been gradually adding a living structure. So we've got our trees planted. Behind me, you'll see what we call our living tunnel. Right now, it's not really living, it's just a skeleton, but next summer, it will be completely covered with native vines. We had a swarm of MSU incoming college students last week from the Honors College that came and helped us put that up and do some other work as well. When we envision this space, we wanted it to be a place where people of all ages, both the kids and their families, could gather and have a good time. As things have developed here and we're becoming more and more a part of the community now, the RDC folks, the Refugee Development Center, the kids come out here and play when they're having classes, and we're increasingly trying to make it more accessible to the entire community. In our future plans, we'd like to put a pathway, an accessible pathway that basically circles the building so that it makes this space more accessible, and it also creates essentially a walking path around our property. The other things that we have so far, to my left over here, is the beginning of what we call grassland. And this large area will be tall native grasses that you can get lost in and play hide and seek in. It's I like to think of it as our version of a corn maze. We have that. Over here, we have the sunflowers haven't grown yet, but we have a sunflower house, which will be a small room that's enclosed with native sunflowers. And then we also have up by the building, we have the beginnings of what we call our toddler commons. It'll be an area for the younger kids to play that's right off of the preschool room. What we're really looking forward to here is continuing to partner with RDC and other folks to really make this a community space where everyone is welcome and everything is accessible.
Well, we have now made it to our community garden, which first started in the summer of 2019, part of this congregation's vision of how it could use the land on our campus. Linda Anderson here with me has been coordinating the community garden since its beginning, and she's going to share a little bit about the community garden.
Thank you. Thank you. When we bought this building, and we were still back over in East Lansing in the old building and making plans, what did we want it to look like? What did we want to do with the grounds and all kinds of things? And several of us said at the time, we've got so much land, we should have a community garden. So that idea was in our head way long ago. And we moved here, and of course there was a lot to do, and we weren't sure when it was going to get started. And then when the Refugee Development Center moved in and started holding their classes, it made so much sense for us to say, it's time to start the community garden, and our gardeners should come from those classes. So we, working with the Refugee Development Center, we extended an invitation to the students who were there that year, and they came. This is our 5th summer, and with the exception of 2020, when everything was kind of messed up because of the pandemic, we have been full every summer, and we have more people who want to get in than we have space for. The gardeners we have here would like to have more space, so we're already talking about possibly expanding to accommodate more of the refugees who come for the classes and so forth. We have currently 23 plots, and of those 23 plots, there are 2 that are gardened by 4 different UU members who also volunteer in the garden and help take care of it and serve as garden leaders. But of the 23 plots, 21 of those plots are gardened by people who came to this country as refugees. Some came as much as 10 years ago, and they're already U.S. citizens, but they're still here working on English and so forth. And others are more recent arrivals. This year, most of our gardeners, let's say maybe 2/3 of our refugee gardeners are originally from Burma, and they come and they work with each other. They're quite a community, and they help each other out, and they're family groups. And although every plot has a name attached to it, we have lots of people working in all of the plots because they're all doing it together. And we also have people from Sudan and Congo, and the same thing, that there are family groups and community groups that come and kind of help each other in their plots. And our gardeners have told us that this really makes a difference in the fresh food that they have available for their families, which is wonderful. That's what it's all about. I mentioned that the Refugee Development Center has been a really important partner in helping us recruit. They've done some translation. They help us with some of the communication needs that we have because there are so many languages involved. Another really important community partner who's not here tonight but has been just invaluable is the Garden Project, which is the community garden program of the Greater Lansing Food Bank. They not only helped us get started back in 2019 with a lot of very concrete ways of assisting us, but they continue to assist us in that every year they grow for, not just for us, but for all of the 100 plus community gardens around town and a lot of home gardeners around town. They grow a lot of transplants and they provide seeds for the gardeners to use free. And in addition to supplying all the regular stuff, you know, the zucchini seeds and the tomato starts and the pepper starts and so forth that those of us here in Michigan are familiar with, the Garden Project also grows a lot of crops that we're not so familiar with, but our gardeners from other parts of the world really, really want to grow because it reminds them of home. So as you walk around the garden, you'll see plants that may not look that familiar to you, like this gourd growing here. I don't even know what this is, but it's one of the plants that the Garden Project helped us get started and help provide to the gardeners. So we're happy to have that partnership as well.
We're just about to leave our community garden. This is certainly a place where Unitarian Universalist values come to life. We see ourselves as part of an interconnected web of all existence. We do that through our relationships with people, our relationship with the land. Here you see how we can engage in the work of food justice and ensuring that people have access to fresh food in their kitchens to feed themselves and their families. We're now going to wander up to our parking lot and visit with our newest partner in community, the Share a Bike program.
Try to read it.
They'll figure it out for us, Dick. Yeah. We're just the talent. It's amazing how communities can create these connections. It was the Refugee Development Center who knew of the Share a Bike program because of the number of bikes that have been given to refugee families. And Share a Bike was looking for a new location after not having one. They were asked to leave their previous location. And so they came to us and we thought, well, we have some space and we would love to partner in this wonderful project, not only getting folks bikes, but also ensuring this, let's say, environmentally friendly way of transportation. We're right on the bike path here, so it's a great location. I want to introduce you to Dick Jansen. He is the operations manager here at Share a Bike. And Dick, do you want to tell us about all the great things you do?
We got started about 20 years ago doing this when some lady in Lansing accumulated a bunch of bikes for the neighborhood kids and couldn't get them repaired. So she needed to find somebody who could fix them, and that evolved into Share a Bike, and we relocated from her front yard to a place in East Lansing near the fire station. We were there for quite a long time, a decade or so more. We since then moved out here recently, and we're enjoying it here. We accept bicycles. People can drop them off here and we will fix them up and give them to people who can't afford them. People who deal with people who can't afford stuff send us letters of referral saying that I don't believe this person can afford a bicycle, can you provide one? And we accept that as a ticket for a bicycle, and we allow them to do this no more often than once a year so that they develop a bit of an ownership deal and they don't end up wanting to sell it quickly and turn it into something we don't want them to turn it into. So we give away each year anywhere from 50 to 200 bicycles. We have a varying number of volunteers. Most of them are senior citizens like myself. We would like to have more volunteers. We would like to have more bicycles. So if you have bicycles that you don't need anymore, feel free to drop them off. We'll turn them into something wonderful for somebody else. And if you want to help us, even if you don't know how to fix a bicycle, come on by, offer your services, and we will teach you things about bicycles that you didn't know before, and you'll be productive. So that's basically what we do here, and we do it every Saturday morning, except on holidays. But we do it every Saturday morning between 9 and 11 in the morning. So if you want to show up, that's the time to do it. We appreciate any help. If you don't know anything about it, we'll teach you basics and simple things first, and then you work into other things.
One of the things I love about Share a Bike is that anybody can volunteer, and one of the skills that they get to leave with is some basics in bike mechanics. And I think that's something we all need to have a little understanding of, is how our bicycles work and how we can repair them ourselves. So, you get to come here, volunteer, but you can leave with these skills you can apply to your own bicycles.
Well, they can go even farther than that. If they stick around long enough, they can learn how to repair everything on their bicycle.
That's fantastic. Well,
we don't charge them.
Yes, it's good to be in partnership with you.
So
Thanks, Dick.
we like to be in partnerships.
Yes, fantastic. Well, we've made it over to our blessing box here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Greater Lansing. This is one of our ministries that serve the greater community. I'm joined here by a congregant, a longtime congregant at UU Lansing, Laura Ray, who's been deeply involved in ensuring that we have this box and that it has been well stocked and providing this service to our community. So, Laura, are you going to tell us a little bit about all of the work that the congregation does on the blessing box? Thank you.
Thank you. So everything that you've seen so far today started pretty much with these blessing boxes. When we moved here, we wanted to give to the community. We weren't really sure how to do it. So it was an idea that we had a blessing box. Initially, we worked with what used to be, what is now Cardboard Profits, to put in the original blessing box that is over there. It now holds Narcan for anybody who wants to stop by and pick some up. When we got the box, it became too small very quickly. And so within the first year, we made a plan to make this bigger box here. And with this, we partner with Helping Women, period, and they send us supplies to put in the box. And also, we are still, I think, on the Lansing network so that anybody can find us. But this was the original start of all the other social services that you see that we have here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. It's wonderful for folks to be able to both stop by here and make donations to the box, and also to stop by and pick up needs. It's important that we provide access here to Narcan, a drug that is important to have for folks that may be having an overdose reaction. And so we ensure with our partners that is available, as well as this box to provide services here at UU Lansing. Just another way that we as a religious community can reach beyond our walls and beyond our campus to incarnate the values that are important to us. Well, here we are after a wonderful walk on this Walking Wednesday all over the campus of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Greater Lansing. It's been a lot of fun to hear from all of our community partners and the important work they do. This next year, we're coming up on our 175th anniversary as a religious community in Lansing. We started here in 1848. Our first building was in the first state capital as the Universalist Church of Lansing. And since then, we have merged in the late 50s with the Unitarians to become the Unitarian Universalist Church. We're standing in front of an important piece of art that has been part of this congregation since 1972. It was dedicated in memory of a member of the congregation. Her name was Evelyn Osborne. And when the congregation moved from East Lansing to this current location with dreams of all of these partnerships and the opportunities for sharing our values and being who we want to be in this world, this stained glass window came along with the congregation to be recently installed. It's the work of Edith Hazard Wright, an artist who has stained glass in other locations in Lansing. The symbol is of the flaming chalice, which is a symbol of Unitarian Universalism. We will light a flaming chalice at the beginning of our worship services. I always like to say that when we gather together, we shape what is of worth to us, attempting to incarnate our values in the world. Justice is one of the it's at the center of many things that we are attempting to do here, as you can witness from all of this time that we have shared together. I'm glad that you have joined us on this journey, and you're welcome to join us on our journey. We gather at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday mornings here to shape what is of worth, and all are welcome. You're also welcome to find out more about our community partners as we build beloved community together. Many blessings to you all.
Well, we are at the end of our Walking Wednesday for today. And as I bask in the setting sun, it was an amazing tour. From the share bike to the gardens to the play areas. I can honestly say this is a gem in our city. I am so glad you were able to tour with us, and I'm sure if you have a chance, you'll stop by and take a peek for yourself. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.